Okay, so, uh, no, I don't even like how I started this off. Should I just keep going? I guess I might as well. So, okay, wait a minute, hold up. I had been meaning to look for this post I had made, like, maybe in 2021, maybe, no, it was 2022, because I think, okay, I don't know, it was one of those. But I had been meaning to look for this, because it's from one of the accounts that's deleted, which my relatives compromised this one anyway, but the mods have issues with people, so they ended up deleting all my accounts anyway. So I thought that this was in the Cash for Kids system video, where like I explain and map out the whole system, but apparently it's not. I thought I had combined both of these posts, but I didn't. And so now I'm about to be reading this because this is also a really good example of like how the Cash for Kids system works. Even though it says mental health system, but I really want to replace it with Cash for Kids system. So the movie Chucky / the franchise shows the public how the Cash for Kids system really is. I'm just going to skip that first little paragraph. Anyway, I'm going to skip some of this too. So, but minus the killer doll part, think about all the people, including the boy, Andy, a 6-year-old who got locked up in a mental facility over lies and was actually framed. Then, because of their life situations and being locked up in the mental hospitals, tied to beds, having forced sedatives / pills, and being gaslit, they are extremely traumatized by this, but their trauma is overlooked and called psychosis, schizophrenia, and psychopathy too, even though what I eventually realized is that mental illness actually comes from trauma anyway. So really, just the whole like thing people do where they'll try to use mental labels to cover up abuse and trauma, it's actually just a whole bunch of bullcrap. And what I also eventually realized throughout the whole situation, my situation, is that people actually pretend to not believe you as an excuse to not help and to not do their job, especially because a lot of the people who you think are supposed to be helping you actually get paid to work with abusers, and they actually work for the Cash for Kids system, so they're not going to help you. So yeah. But anyway, Andy was locked up in and out of hospitals from age 6 and didn't escape till like his 20s. Then there is Nika, who spent years going through psychiatry abuse and getting forced sedatives over being lied on and framed. Andy got CPTSD from everything, but just like people in real world scenarios where there is abuse occurring, he didn't get diagnosed with that. He got diagnosed with random stuff. He was placed in foster care, which is, well, I put it tied to the mental health system, but now that I know what I know, I'm just going to say it's a part of the Cash for Kids system. After, okay, wait a minute. Okay, where's after CPTSD from everything? After spending years in the mental facilities and was adopted, still showing signs of CPTSD that go unnoticed while everyone was calling him psychotic. Eventually, the foster parents got tired of him, and he was given back to a mental institution. He was rescued by his sister, and then at 16, his trauma symptoms were looked at as being bad. The school system always sees trauma / abuse signs as being bad. And he got put in another part of the Cash for Kids system, which was a juvenile detention center / military school, which happens all the time to the traumatized. We get put in special and alternative schools, mental hospitals, or TTIs, and get put in the juvenile justice system and group homes and all that, which is all a part of the Cash for Kids system. All of it is a money scheme, and of course they profit off of adults, but it's even easier to profit off of kids because they have no rights, and being labeled with mental problems makes you have no rights as well. So we get passed around through all of these different parts of the Cash for Kids system with no escape, which is basically a form of human trafficking. Which is why, one of the reasons why CPS / the foster care system, or the, I guess I could say the ward of the state system, is also commonly called out for trafficking, but also they're commonly called out for sex trafficking. But I can say that with a lot of the different missing persons cases, there isn't really just one explanation for what's going on, because like I mentioned in another video that's not on this channel, but I'm gonna eventually make it public on the Part 5 channel. A lot of people seem to not get that when somebody's actually being sex trafficked, you're not gonna hear about them. So a lot of times people go missing and then they're dragged into the CPS system, and they become a foster kid who's passed around in the system. Wait a minute, the foster care system will say they don't know exactly how old the person is, like if they find the kid or whatever. There's a lot of different scenarios. There's some people who get out of a bad situation, whether it's a home situation or with the foster care system, and they make it to late teen and they're actually doing well, but they're still seen as a quote-unquote missing person. Like, I seen a post by somebody, I don't even remember what support group it was on, but they said one day they got a call when they were like in their 20s from the National Missing and Exploited Children's Company, or whatever you would call it. They actually have ties to human trafficking too, but anywho, they called them and asked them if anybody ever found them. Because the thing is, they know where all these people are at. Like, they know where I'm at, but of course they're not going to tell anybody because they don't really care. And if they feel like you're not in a bad situation, they may not really feel the need to tell anybody. And there could be a lot of different reasons with that. But anywho, okay, so where was I at? 16 juvenile detention. Okay, which happens, I think I read that too. All of it is a money scheme, of course. They profit off of adults. Okay, I think I read this too. So you get passed around human trafficking. These institutions of the mental health system, or the Cash for Kids system, I should say now, including the juvenile justice system and group homes, are a multi-billion-dollar industry. They get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars per kid and don't help them, just abuse them in all types of ways, punish them for being traumatized. Okay, now I gotta find diagnose. So, okay, where is it? Wait a minute. Punish them for being traumatized, diagnose them with anything profitable, and drug them. And so, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about this.